Hi, Bella. When did the Great Depression happen in the United States?
Yes, Gina. The Great Depression in the United States was an economic decline that lasted from 1929 to 1939.
The Great Depression began on October 29, 1929, with the stock market crash on the New York Stock Exchange in the United States. The collapse in stock prices caused a contraction across the economy, leading to mass unemployment and poverty. The Great Depression affected the entire world, not just the United States, and is believed to have contributed to the outbreak of World War II.
In general, when the economy deteriorates, the people that suffer the most are the working class. Who was the hardest hit by the Great Depression in the United States?
Yes, you are right, Bella. Workers and farmers suffer the most. The hardest hit by the Great Depression in the United States was workers, farmers, and small business owners.
There was no work in the factories, so many workers lost their jobs, and the price of agricultural products must have plummeted. Is that right, Bella?
Yes, that's right, Gina. Thousands of workers experienced unemployment, and farmers suffered due to plummeting agricultural product prices. A lot of small business owners suffered too, right, Tony?
Yes, Bella, that's right. Small business owners lost their competitiveness and went bankrupt, pushed out by large companies. The Great Depression led to widespread hunger and poverty and heightened social unrest.
Usually, when it is difficult to make a living and society is unstable, riots break out. If these riots have a goal and are successful, they may become a revolution. But if they are suppressed by the government, the movement will just end as a riot. Did riots occur in the United States during the Great Depression, Tony?
Yes, Gina, there were riots in America during the Great Depression. The most famous riot was the Hudson River Banquet Riot in New York City on November 28, 1932. These riots were caused by people struggling with unemployment and poverty during the Great Depression, demanding bread and jobs. A dozen people were killed and hundreds injured in the riots. In addition to this, numerous riots occurred across the United States. The Great Depression shocked American society, and the riots were the result of the shock. Hi, Gina. Please shed light on the difficult lives of ordinary people during the Great Depression in the United States.
The Great Depression in the United States was one of the greatest economic crises in American history. The Great Depression left many people unemployed and plunged them into poverty. The common people had to struggle to make ends meet.
Hi, Tony. What was the first action taken by the U.S. government when the Great Depression hit the United States? Could you explain to me if you know anything, Tony?
Yes, Bella. When the Great Depression hit the United States government implemented the following countermeasures. abandoning the gold standard. The US government abandoned the gold standard in 1933. The gold standard is a system in which the value of money is fixed in terms of amounts of gold. Abandoning the gold standard allowed the US government to print more money, which helped boost the economy. Public works promotion. The US government created jobs through public works projects. Public works included road and dam construction and the creation of parks. Financial reform. The US government implemented financial reforms to stabilize the financial system. Financial reforms included the establishment of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation to insure banks' deposits and financial institutional reforms to liquidate banks' distressed assets. Expanding social welfare programs. The US government expanded social welfare programs to help the poor. Social welfare programs included unemployment benefits, poverty relief, and housing assistance. The Great Depression was one of the greatest economic crises in American history. The US government implemented various measures to overcome the crisis, and as a result, succeeded in mitigating the aftermath of the Great Depression. Hi Gina, who was the president and what groundbreaking policies did he implement during the Great Depression?
During the Great Depression, the U.S. president was Franklin D. Roosevelt, who served from 1933 to 1945. Roosevelt implemented the New Deal to overcome the Great Depression. The New Deal policy is a policy that revitalized the economy and supported the poor through active intervention by the U.S. government. The New Deal succeeded in mitigating the aftermath of the Great Depression and played a major role in rebuilding the American economy.
Hi, Tony. The Great Depression in the United States became the motive for World War II. Please explain in detail, Tony.
Yes, Bella, the Great Depression left many people unemployed and plunged into poverty. This intensified the social unrest globally and gave rise to far-right parties such as fascism and Nazism. The Great Depression shrank the United States in the international arena. This allowed the expansionists to Germany and Italy to increase their influence in Europe. The Great Depression caused the United States to cut off economic aid to Europe. This prevented European countries from strengthening their containment strategies against Germany and Italy. A combination of these factors led to the outbreak of World War II. Hi Bella, did the Great Depression in the United States affect Japan and cause Japan to go to war?
Yes, Tony, the Great Depression in the United States also affected Japan, causing Japan to go to war. The Great Depression in the United States reduced Japanese exports and depressed its economy. As a result, militaristic forces in Japan gained strength, and Japan tried to expand its colonies by launching a war. Japan caused the Manchurian Incident in 1931 and the Sino-Japanese War in 1937. The Sino-Japanese War lasted until 1945, when Japan was eventually defeated.
Hi, Tony. When did the United States fully overcome the Great Depression?
It was in 1941, when World War II broke out, that the United States completely overcame the Great Depression. World War II stimulated the US economy as the US produced war materials and increased the exports. As a result, the US unemployment rate fell and the economy grew. After World War II, the United States emerged as the world's most powerful economy. World War II brought suffering to the peoples of Europe and Asia, but it stimulated the American economy, and the United States was able to increase the exports by producing war materials. World War II was the largest war in world history. The war killed tens of millions of people and destroyed many cities in Europe and Asia. World War II had a profound impact on the world economy, and the United States benefited greatly from the war.
The Great Depression in the United States was not to blame for the outbreak of World War II. Do you agree with that, Gina?
Yes, I totally agree with you, Bella. The Great Depression in the United States was not to blame for the outbreak of World War II. It was only one of many causes of the war. The causes of the outbreak of World War II are complex. The Great Depression in the United States, expansionism in Europe, and the powerlessness of the League of Nations all worked together to trigger the war. Thank you for watching the video, Great Depression in America, provided by History and Current Events. Gina, Bella, and Tony have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.